I'll show you the sweetest delight in the garden as a surprise for Adam.
Really?
Come.
All right.
Here.
But this is the one tree in the garden we cannot touch. This is the forbidden fruit.
Did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden? Surely not.
We may eat the fruit of any tree in the garden, except for the tree in the middle of the garden. God has forbidden us to either touch or eat the fruit of that tree, for if we do, we shall die.
You believe that nonsense? Of course you will not die. God knows that as soon as you eat it, your eyes will be opened, and you and Adam will be like gods yourselves.
One day we'll reach the level of the avatars that we have read about in history, the Buddhas, Jesus, infinite ones, God.
You ancient serpent, you cast your spell upon this planet with your graven images and your wishes to be worshipped. Witches and warlocks flock like Harry Potter fans, waiting for your new age plan to spread across the land. You got the masses dumped down where you want them, convinced that you don't exist, and now you got them atheists. Some even think they're evolving to a godlike level above and beyond human. These Luciferian lies feed on ego and pride. They come disguised as an angel of light, like the original sin and the first deception. The tree in the garden, don't you see the connection? It's the same old lie that he used back then at the beginning of time, at the fall of man. Have we forgotten the truth within the book of Genesis? Ignorant of the nature of sin, so we dismiss written words of God as an irrelevant myth, but then embrace all these new age thoughts of nonsense.
It's not good or bad. There's no God waiting to punish you because you did one or the other. There is no God in doing everyone's God. Welcome to the kingdom of heaven, without judgment, without hate, without testing, without anything.
Occult-like practices, sipping and worshiping in fact exists. See through the smoke and the mirrors and the mist. From Atlantis to the American fanatical myths, to the UFO connection with the German SS. Secret society elitists from the east and the west. Illuminati and Masonics, man, it all connects. Satanic worship to the depths we don't want to admit. It's a globalized illusion that we gotta correct. Check the symbols and signs like the all-seeing eye. Read the Bible facts to understand the great design. See the writing on the wall, we're living in end times. And even the elected now bought into the lie. Real Satanists are dressed up in their suits and ties, eating the fruit like these fools who think they are divine. They aren't evolved, they're just blinded by ego and pride, living a lie that disguised like Jekyll and Hyde. Can you deny that these times were all prophesied? Read Matthew 24:24, you decide.
There's no such thing as good or bad. Judging things aren't a separation from that. There are things that I do that I know that involve you. There are other things that do not involve you. It's not good or bad. There's no God waiting to punish you because you did one or the other. There is no God in everyone's God. Everyone's God. Everyone's God.
All right. What is going on, everyone? Steve JMO. It is the 16th of February, 2020. It's a little past 8:30 here, the East Coast of the ununited states, as you can call it that for sure. The divided states, if that. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Discussions of Reality, I guess. The title seems pretty cool, so I think we're just going to roll with it, and maybe that's going to be the new stamp. So, because this is literally all that we do. This is not conspiracy theories. These aren't unrational opinions that I throw at you. These are real life scenarios and real life realities that people need to understand much sooner than later. But before we get into any of that, We got Chris Millington in the chat. What's up? Dreams in Digital. Awesome Austin. Blue Wagand. I'm sorry. Scotty, what's up? Brandon C, what's going on? What's going on? Truth hurts. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Steve Marzelli, what's going on? Jeff Carrillo. I said it right before. That's not how you're supposed to say it. Captain Rankin, what's going on? Yeetus McFetus, what's up? David Wolf, what's going on? IB McFly. McFly? Ah, it is what it is. Jennifer Kissling, what's going on? All right, so got a couple people here. It's pretty early, so cool. Cool. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about a variety of things. Today we're going to be talking about geoengineering, solar simulator, some irregularities from the 2020 Oscars and Oscars prior, and just the Oscar medallion or award, whatever it's called, the award you get, the little whatever it is. Yeah. Yeah, the award, right? The little metal staff. You'll see what I'm talking about. I can't describe it, but you'll see how it all ties in with the original sin. And we're also going to talk about some flat Earth, some hollow Earth, some Nephilim, some ancient bones. I guess you can call them the hybrids, giants, and in a short while we will be joined by Jen the Truth Seeker 69. So she just texted me. That's why I kind of lost my train of thought there for a second. So she'll be joining shortly in a little while, she says. So that's pretty cool. Which, I should have timed this out a little better. Went to Dunkin', pretty much just shot down a coffee and said a prayer, hit the live button. And I know within like 20 minutes, I'm going to be like, oh, well, Steve's going to have to use the bathroom. So hopefully that all lines up when she gets here and she can just take the chat over for a minute. But cool, guys. So, if she's joining soon, I really don't want to get into anything too crazy. So let me get a couple more things pulled up. I didn't do too much show prep, but give me a second. You know what? That'll be good enough for now. So, yeah, what's going on, everyone? Jay Zimmer, what's up? What's up? Award, yeah, the award. You know what I'm talking about, Scotty. The little man on the platform they give you. It's interesting to see what that actually is and what it represents and who it ironically looks like, It's no coincidence, people, that the Statue of Liberty is actually a guy, and it just happens to be Apollo. And if I'm not mistaken, it looks awkwardly like, I want to say Alexander the Great, but I may be mistaken. Don't quote me on that. Do not quote me on that. The Golden Idol. Yes, sir. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Scotty knows a couple things. Yeah. Awesome. So it's Apollo for sure. Yeah, Apollo. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, Statue of Liberty. It's crazy, dude. It's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy, guys. Let me just do a screen share since we're talking about that. Let's see what we got. Yeah, that's a dude. This is sharing, right? Is that sharing? Cool. Yeah, that's a dude, guys. Can't see that's a man. Pretty much in drag. Don't know what to tell you. Always looked a little odd to me as a kid, but I never put two and two together. The points on the head. It's interesting. Oh, sure. That'll do. There you go. 1, 2. 1 in the same. Bingo, F and bango. Oh, what did I do? What did I do? Oh, we're back. All right, yeah. Statue of Liberty. It's just Apollo. With the pointed stars on its head. It's ridiculous. People don't see that. People don't put any of this together. Apollo is actually this dude here. So I have a strange feeling that this Apollo character happens to be some sort of shapeshifter. Could possibly be someone like Mr. Bale over here. Very interesting when you put all those together. And how can people are like, oh, Steve, how can you say that the Statue of Liberty is Apollo, then Apollo is Abaddon? Like, where are you getting this information? Right here. Right there, people. Revelations 9:11. What we got? Is this yeah, we'll bring it down here. The old King James. Referencing the bottomless pit being open, by the way, Revelations 9:11. They had a king over them, which was the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon. So, off grip, they're telling you that Abaddon, this fellow over here. Oh, did we freeze out? No, we're good. Abaddon, this guy right here. Apollyon. And it's funny, look at that. I typed the name in Abaddon right there. Abaddon. What pops up? Christians combat with Apollyon or Apollo or this fella, your Statue of Liberty. It's all connected, people. It's 227% connected. If you can't see that, I don't really know what to tell you. Yeah, man. Statue of St. Peter has horns on. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Absolutely. Let me go through the chat real quick. What we got? It's one strong feet. Yeah, dude. Real ugly woman, right? Looks like fucking Owen Wilson. Ridiculous. Oh my god. The sweater I got on has like hair all over it. Jesus Christ. I don't know what that's about. You'd think I'd be hanging out with a bunch of girls or something. Yep, same face. Yep. Absolutely. And they are, bro. They are. They absolutely are. People don't even. Psh, people just write the Bible off as, just another story. Well, wasn't, Gilgamesh just a story until they found his tomb? Or what about Osiris? Wasn't that dude just a story until they found his tomb in Egypt? What about all the hybrid giants that are just stories, but they find their bones everywhere, all around the world, from Italy to Peru to Argentina? to the United States, all over the United States. Giants, giant bones of creatures and hybrid offspring that go all the way back to the Bible and the book of Enoch. He talks about them all. He names all of these creatures, these characters that fell and rebelled against God and mated with the children of the world, you know? And that's what happened. Exactly. And they found Nimrod's tomb in Iraq. Absolutely. And then they extracted DNA from the head. Yeah, it's something to look into, and something, they say they put little bits of truths in the movie. Watch Transformers #4. Fast forward to the part where they're in the lab for the first time, and they come out and tell you that everything that they re-engineered, they engineered from information they got from the heads of the Decepticons, like the Hierarchy, Megatron, Sentinel Prime, Starscream, people like that. And if you watch these movies, you know what I'm talking about. They tell you right in these movies. They tell you all of those movies. I Am Legend. Yeah, too, that's another one. Pushes the whole pandemic thing. All predictive programming in nature, and it just shows how many different routes they could take. It's crazy. Yep, they found Osiris's tomb. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. These are all just mythological creatures or beings, stories and whatnot, until they find the real life tomb, and then what's really going on? Or what about Noah's Ark in Turkey? People know about that? Turkey, the Turkish government has literally come out and claimed that they have found Noah's Ark. Shouldn't that, ring a bell? Shouldn't that be on the news? No, because it doesn't prove their narrative. It it highly supports the opposition. The opposition would be, the creation theory from God, the biblical creation theory. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Everything they do is to just nullify the creation theory from the perspective of the Bible. Evolution. I came from a atom that came from gas that turned into a fish, that turned into a turtle, that turned into a bird, turned into a monkey or whatever. And then with all of that, it leads the other question to, or not even question, but the push of the humans, reaching a different state, the quote unquote avatar state, upgrading, because if evolution is real, which we all know it's not, that means it's not. It would always keep going. We would keep progressing, and we would keep moving on. And that's what they want. They want you to think that you could move on to a higher state as a physical being, which we know we cannot. We can only do that through spirituality and consciousness, and mainly through the grace of God. Yeah, absolutely. Yep, giant skeletons hidden by the Smithsonian. Absolutely. And if I was doing some show prep for this show here, looking through some articles and pages of Google, and one of them came out in the article and pretty much said that the Smithsonian, they took credit for taking all these Nephilim hybrid bones, but then they covered their back. They were just like, we destroyed them all. You didn't destroy them all. You guys are using them. You're getting DNA from them, using them to reconfigurate possibly. It's ridiculous. But without further ado, here is Jen, the True Seeker 69.
Hi.
What's up?
Oh, God. You don't even want to know.
Why? What's up?
Well, I didn't get any sleep last night. I mean, literally, I was on the edge of sleep all night long, tossing and turning, watching the hours go by, and then I had to go to work today. Of course, I fell asleep for a little bit at 7 o'clock this morning, but I had to be up by 10, so that's 3 hours. And yeah, so my day's just been like, ugh.
I feel that. I'm right with you. There's a couple people that came over last night, and they stayed a little later than I wanted to. Let's put it
Right.
that way.
I even took Benadryl. I had a sleep aid and everything, and nothing was working. It was like,
Wow.
I don't know. It's like some nights like that, I think I'm targeted because sleep is very important. And these motherfuckers who do all this mind control and MK Ultra stuff, that sleep deprivation has a dramatic effect on your whole being and stuff. So, I could see them doing that type of targeting to individuals, making them not be able to sleep and stuff. Because there's no reason why I shouldn't have been sleeping. What's up? So, what are you talking about?
Chat. Oh, I was just kind of talking about. Well, right now I was kind of talking about how evolution is, obviously a lie, and it kind of pushes the ongoing agenda to progress the human race physically, because if evolution's real, then we're gonna grow I'm not saying we're gonna grow a third arm, but we're gonna upgrade physically, and that's kind of what they want, to strive to be like gods in a way, get that new level of upgrade in the avatar state or some crap. It's ridiculous.
There's actually a bug in here flying around. The weather's been so mild, like shit's blooming outside and stuff. It's so crazy, and I'm starting to get spring allergies in fucking February. But
Massachusetts right now.
The other day you were talking about evolving and evolution and stuff like that, and like just go to Walmart and look around, right? Well, I was just talking to my mom about that too, and I was saying, like, humans today are not the same kind of humans that we had maybe like 50, 60 years ago even. We've literally been genetically modified. And when you see the type of human that has arisen out of all that genetically modified crap, you have obese, slow, sluggish human beings. And half the time you can't even tell the difference between men and women now because they're so out of shape that you can't even tell. You know what I mean? It is like they're de-evolving. And I think they wanted, obviously, to bring this into this new type of human, which is just, it's all muffed up. And you won't even believe what I saw today at work. Oh, this is how crazy life is, okay? I saw a lady with her family shopping, going up and down the aisles, right? Full on breastfeeding her baby while they're shopping.
That's the new norm. Yeah.
Like, and we have mother rooms at Walmart now. Like, I'm what do they call it? I'm an outside vendor. I don't work for Walmart, but I work in Walmart. So, sorry about the messy hair, guys. I didn't do anything with it today. But anyway, so I said to the lady, I was like, oh, if you ever, need any privacy, we have mother rooms now where you can, there's a nice chair in there. It's real comfortable. You have privacy. You can do breastfeeding. She's like, oh, no, I'm good. She's got her boob all out. The kid's right here. You can see everything except the nipple because the nipple's in the kid's mouth. And I'm just like, okay. And she's all like holding her boob and holding the baby. And I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me right now? What am I seeing? Like, granted, I know in olden days this was like a norm, but to just, I don't know. I wouldn't do it. And I've been in a strip club.
Right. Well, you've had kids too, and
yeah.
There's things you do and there's things you don't do, and people are just nowadays everyone's just pushing the envelope to keep see what's socially acceptable. Like every day it's a new extreme, and people just conform with it. It's ridiculous.
I think it's absolutely beautiful that she's breastfeeding, and it's the best thing to do for her baby, and not give it like Similac or Enfamil or anything like that, because that shit's really bad. And if I knew then what I know now, I would have breastfed, but I didn't. So in that respect, kudos to her. But you don't walk around fucking Walmart or any fucking store with your boob all fucking out, and this kid wasn't even small. It wasn't like a complete infant, but it wasn't quite 1 year old yet. I'd say maybe it was like 7 months or something. Anyway,
Right.
has to be crawling at least, this kid. And I'm just like, damn, like, are you kidding me? Like, and it was just like nothing, like no big thing. Like, this is an everyday, like, everybody does this. This is normal. I don't know, man. This is the things that I see at work. It's like, wow. And let me tell you, anybody out there who shops at Walmart, don't ever go to Walmart after 9:30 at night. I'll tell you why. Because the freaks come out at Walmart at night. And you cannot unsee some of this shit that you see at night. You think it's bad during the day? Check out Walmart at night.
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know
No,
I made the mistake of going at 9:30 at night one time. I come home, I was like, my husband's like, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, I couldn't even talk. I was like, don't ever send me there at 9:30 at night.
Right.
I'm sorry.
You need Tupperware. You go yourself, damn it.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not going. I can't. I'm still trying to get over that. That was a couple years ago.
Jesus, still scarred for life.
Yeah,
Walmart
life.
will do it to you, man.
I'm telling you,
I know,
they'll get you one way or another.
My father, he used to work in a couple Walmarts. The one he worked at that was a couple miles from the house, that was a better one because it was like in the woods and there wasn't like the inner city freak shows. And then he got transferred over to Springfield one, and oh my God, I wouldn't go in there with a blindfold.
I think they let the freaks in at night, man. I'm like, is there a normal person here anywhere? I'm literally saying out loud, like, what the fuck is going on here? I remember walking outside that night out of Walmart with my phone, saying to my phone, I'm making a video like, the freaks come out at night at Walmart. Like, wow. I mean, during the day, they're walking around breastfeeding like, it's nothing. Like, literally, it's nothing. Like, the whole boob was out. Now, the shirt wasn't up. She must have had one of those. She had like a sweater on with like a tank top under it. So she had the tank top pulled down. But the whole boob was there. I mean, I could have reached out and touched it.
Well, another thing that does is like, little Johnny will be walking with his mom by all that. And then, he's out of the innocence much quicker because then, it might, trigger a question. And then, he might be like, so mommy, what happens here? And then the parents nowadays, they just bow down to the kids. They're like, oh, little Johnny works like this, and that. And he's 7 years old. Like, oh, shit. Like, thing ain't what it is.
I've seen other women breastfeeding, but they would have like a baby blanket over them or something. This fucking bug needs to get the fuck out of here. Or they'd have something cover it. You know what I mean? Something. This lady's just like, I'm like, alrighty then. I couldn't wait to tell you. I was just like, I got to tell Steve and Brian this one. Where they hear this.
That's the Walmart special. Whoops. I didn't mean to put that up yet.
Oh my gosh. It's so amazing that you have that background up there. I don't want to interrupt whatever topic you were on, but I did send you a bunch of pictures from Dante's Inferno, and it's Milton's Paradise Lost. We were talking about that book the other day. And one of the depictions of hell is that depiction you have right there of what we consider our North Pole.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I'll resend it to you unless you can go into your messages and see all those pictures I sent you. But
I'm looking right now. Let me see. When did you send me these pictures?
Oh, it's a couple days ago.
Oh, all of these. Okay. Yeah. Give me like 2 seconds here.
You'll see the one that looks like the center of the earth there, the center of the plane.
Or how about the Tower of Babel with fucking Baal on top? That looks rather interesting.
Yeah, I sent you all these good ones. I was like, we need to pick this shit the fuck apart because this is just wow.
All right, hold on. Let me show you something first, and it correlates directly with this because this was. I'm not even screen sharing over here, huh? Wow, good job. All right, so check this out here. Well, what should we start with? All right, now let Steve figure out what he wants to start with first. Please hold. Please hold. You know what? Did you see any of the Oscars this year? I didn't watch it, but I've just seen people
No,
post
'cause I don't watch
pictures.
television. I don't even have that on my. I just go by what I put on the computer onto my big screen.
Yeah, I've only seen like people sharing shit on
I
Facebook,
haven't
and I'm
watched
like,
the Oscars in years. What's going on with that? Oh,
that's your
God.
stage this year.
What the fuck? That's like the all-seeing eye with like a reptilian pupil.
That's exactly what it is.
Wow.
Someone made a meme, obviously, with the what is this? Live guy? Is that the name of the
Yeah,
movie?
they
Yeah,
live. They live. Yeah.
they live. Yeah, I always say live. I always forget the they part, but yeah, obviously, this is exactly what this is. But the funny
Yeah.
thing is, he puts the glasses on, right? But this is still in the they. This is from the live performance because I got another picture right here. Just another example.
Unbelievable.
Right. How do people not see the serpent-like eye structure to this? How it's
And
gonna close fucking inside instead of upside down or up and down. So, like, it looks like the eye's gonna close left and right on
exactly.
some
And
Men
that's
in
what
Black
reptilian
shit.
eyes do. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
dude, that's the same shit. It had me bugging. I was like, how do people not see that crap? And then that brought me to like just another thing that I was trying to like think about was just the Oscar little medallion. I don't know what you call this, but you win an Oscar, this is what you get, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You look at
Somebody had done a whole video on Oscar and what this statue means, but it was so long ago I can't remember it what it was all about. But yeah, it definitely has significance there.
well, I think it has something to do with this fella right here.
Right.
I think they're one and the same because I look at this and then I had another one up here I was looking at earlier. Where is it? You tell me the difference. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They're
Yep.
just
Yep.
handing out little Osiris's.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. And the thing is, all these what I was talking about before you hopped on, I was just jibber jabbering about how all these ancient, mythical, methodical stories are, not really stories anymore for seeing as they found
It all
Osiris' tomb,
Yeah, it all
Gilgamesh's
relates back
tomb.
to Egypt. It all goes
Yeah.
back to even there's a drink out called Sobek. Sobek, if you look up the ancient god Sobek for Egyptians, it's the alligator, the crocodile.
Yeah, this crazy motherfucker.
Yep. And there's a
Hell
drink
yeah.
called Sobek.
I wouldn't doubt it. There's an energy drink called cocaine, so I wouldn't doubt shit. What's the
Yeah.
I can never remember what's the Egyptian god with the dog on its head or whatever. The dog. Oh,
That's
is it? Yeah,
Anubis.
Anubis. Yeah, I only remember it when I see it. Yeah, but yeah, that dude always freaks me out.
That's
Cause like,
Dogman.
yeah, cause remember that video we were watching, the Lady Gaga perfume one? Like he was in
Yeah.
there a couple times.
Yep.
It's ridiculous. And here's
They
your
know
lineup,
all
people.
about, they know all about Dogman. Yeah.
Yeah, this is your lineup, people. This is what's gonna be coming back. And notice how like none of them are really little looking. Like that's your smallest one, and he's probably Nephilim and hybrid too. Giant,
And this
giant, giant,
one,
giant,
that one
giant,
that
giant.
yeah, the one you pointed at, Bess.
Yeah.
Paul Knight, Black Sheep researcher, did a video about Bess. It's like this thing came out of nowhere. Nobody's even heard of this god, and now he's around and stuff. Just like the scarab-headed one, which is I think it's oh god, what's his name? Oh god, what is his name? It's a Mandela effect, actually, and he's not here in your lineup of gods, but it's
These are all Egyptian in nature.
Look up Kefre. Kefre.
Kefre?
Yeah, it begins with a K.
All right.
It should come right up if you pull it up.
I will in a sec, but I just want to point out to people that Bast is just Baal. If you can't see that, I just don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell. Yeah, man. And then Baal is Bast apparently, and without a doubt, Bast is just this fella right here, Apollyon.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're like all these ancient stories are all depicting the same person. And I think, just in different tongues because of the Tower of Babel incident, which we have pictures of, and not pictures of, but art of that we'll show in a little bit. But how do you spell this fellow's name?
Oh, Kefre, Keph.
Oh, Jesus, PH, just like my name, PH.
or I think it's RE at the end. Kefre, and then put Scarab God after that, and you'll get it up. And now all these other depictions have animal heads with. Now this guy has a whole fucking scarab on his head, and I've studied ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs and their gods. And when I saw this motherfucker, I was just like, no freaking way. There was never one of these gods that had a whole fucking beetle for a head. Okay. It's ridiculous looking. I'm like, where did this come from? And I did a video about it a couple years ago, and Moneybags even picked it up.
Well, look at that. See, self-created God. So he just, popped up one day.
Yeah,
That's
a whole
crazy.
beetle for his head. Not even just a beetle face. It's the whole beetle. I mean, look how ridiculous this thing looks.
Crazy.
I've never seen that in my life. It's just like this thing did not exist for me before a couple years ago. And I'm like, this is just wrong all the way around.
Yeah, this didn't exist to me until about 39 seconds ago. That's crazy. That's crazy. Maybe we should be looking for so this is a statue for this dude.
Yeah, dude. I mean, what the fuck? I've never seen this in my life. I'm like, where did this come from? And it's not like it's one of these obscure gods or whatever. He's all over the place now. And I'm just like, no, he never, there was never no guy with a whole beetle on his head.
That's interesting. Obviously a Nephilim type hybrid, but what if this beetle face is just a mask for the real reptilian underneath his face? Like maybe it just like morphs and shape shifts, and like these go to the side and that lifts up, and then the real face comes out. I've seen a lot of like weird movies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because he's probably. Yeah. I bet you look at this dude and you're just like a stone or some fuck shit. Like there's definitely a reason why like people don't be looking at this dude, but really people paying homage like that's crazy. I've never heard of that. The god of sunrise. That's crazy. The sun god of Kefir. I feel Kefre. I really feel like I've heard the name before, but I've never
I've heard of Kefre. I've heard of him, but he was never depicted like this ever in any of the. It was just like, no, that one right there you're scrolling by where the two people are sitting opposite of each other, right there.
It's him and Osiris.
Yeah, exactly. This god did not exist like this before. He had another depiction, and I don't know what the Mandela effect did to it, but it muffed it all up.
I remember the name. I don't remember this beetle ass motherfucker. And it's just crazy how like you could tell this dude's a Nephilim giant offspring type deal, because you have an average servant human over here. You got big ass Osiris. I thought he was the sun god of Egypt, but maybe I'm just all fucked up all of a sudden, dude.
Right.
I don't know.
Give me 5 minutes. I'll be back in a second. I got to mute out for just a sec. And I forwarded you the other picture in your messages.
I did see that.
All right, I'll be right back.
All right. Cool. Now, if this stuff would load, that'd be pretty cool. All right, let me just get this lined up for when Jen gets back. And yeah, I'll just take over the screen until she gets back. No big deal. Yeah. Yeah, half human, half animals. Yep, absolutely. Obviously, fallen angel related. What do you mean, Scotty? Where did they come up with it? I mean, if a fucking giant walks in front of your face, you came up with it. It came up to you. I'm telling you, these people wouldn't go through all of this great work to document this stuff and make, structures. And the fact that they have megalithic structures that can't be reconstructed to this day on ancient gods, stuff like that, pyramids, all around the world. And people can't recreate these things. It's so crazy. And a lot of them have clear evidence of water erosion, alluding to a flood. All flesh was corrupt. and maybe technology was much ahead of its time as well. And then God was just like, let the waters go. All right. You back? You good?
I'm back.
You
Yeah,
alive?
I had to do something for my mom with her computer. She doesn't know how to operate it. So.
That's okay. I barely know how to operate mine. Don't worry about that. But yeah, I got that picture. Let me get that. I thought I had it. Where'd it go? Is that sharing it? Is this up? Is that
Yeah.
live? All right, let me get this bigger.
All
And
right. So this is supposed to be the depiction of hell, right? But if you look closely, the outer ring says it's cold. And then the next ring in says moist and then dry. Now, if you think of how our flat earth thing's set up, you got the ice wall, that's the outer ring, that's cold as fuck. And then you have all this water, which would equate to moist, I guess. And then you have dry land. And then you have, I mean, it looks exactly like what you're depicting on your background there.
that's interesting. You know, when I look at this, I see something like, how can I explain this? I can see it in my head. I just can't get this out in words. It's like, so let's say we're looking at, here, let me see if I can do something. Nah, it's not going to work. But yeah, so if we're looking at the map that's on this, on my background, see if we can kind of make it look better here. So if we're looking at this in the background here, and then we bring this back up, I feel like it's quite possible that maybe this is just another, you know how people have like x-ray vision, that they don't have them, but like, you know, like there's you could see through things with x-ray and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like maybe that's exactly what this is. And then in the center, through the center hole, brings you possibly down to, you know, Tartarus or whatever.
Can you zoom in on any of those words in the center there? Something's like the lake of fire in the center, I think it says, or something.
Yeah, it does. It says Lake
Yeah.
of Fire hot. Satan's Crusade, is that what that says?
I think it says something
Looks
like
like
that. And then it says pandemonium underneath. And
that's what that says. Yep.
if you notice the word pan is in there, pan is Lucifer.
Pandemic, yeah.
Mhm.
Pan is just an off. I feel like that was he was just making a off. What's it called? Like a disrespect towards Dan, you know, back
Okay,
in the
but
days
look,
of Dan. But yeah, you got Pan, and then you have Lamb. Lamb, that awesome fellow that Aleister Crowley conjured.
exactly.
Hell's Gates to the south. That's
Exactly. And
interesting.
I was thinking that was very interesting too. And a lot of those other pictures that I sent you, like this one here, the realm of chaos and everything.
Whoa.
It's pretty crazy, these depictions that they have of the underworld
Go
or
back
hell
here
or
real
whatever.
quick. Yeah, I just want to read all these words here. Wow, what does that say? Lethe? Lethe? I don't know what word that is. What is? Look at that motherfucking shit. Frozen continent.
I know. This is what I'm saying, dude. It looks like it's the flat earth.
Well, you know, if you really think of it biblically and scripturally, you know, all clean spirits, everyone who is, you know, worthy of pretty much moving on, I guess you could call it, will be, you know, ascended out of this realm, and this will turn into the lake of fire. And
Yeah.
I've been reading a
That's
couple
hell on
stories.
earth.
Yeah, I've been reading a couple stories lately that there are volcanic lava pits opening up under the ice in Antarctica as we speak. That was like 2 or 3 months ago.
Huh.
I think L.A. Marzulli maybe was talking about it, either him or the NASA, what's his name? Jesus Free Computer Geek, that guy. One of them two was talking about it, but either way, they both got some, you know, good content, and they're pretty, you know, credentialed out. So I would,
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't listen to that and tell someone to give it a shot if I didn't think it was, you know, decently true. And it's mad funny how, you know, South Hell's Gates, frozen continent. What does this say up here? It's another frozen continent. Yep, that's interesting.
Real News headquarters says Styx River, and a lot of people don't realize that the band Styx it's spelled Styx for a reason, because the river Styx is in hell. And you can look that up on your Google search if you wanted to. Look up the river Styx and spell it Styx. You're going to get depictions of the river Styx. And it's filled with people floating through this river, like screaming in torment and stuff. It's crazy.
Oh, wow. I'm looking at this
I
shit.
never
Right?
even knew that Styx, the band, why their name was spelt that way until just recently. So I've gone through most of my life listening to Styx, not even realizing that they're homaging Lucifer by naming their album Styx, the river. It's the river Styx from hell.
Oh, I'm not even screen sharing right now, huh? I am, but not the right stuff. Let's get a new one going. Oh, we'll just go the whole screen. Wow. There we go.
There you go. The river Styx. It looks so inviting, doesn't it? Let's run out and buy the album.
Wow, this is like that scene from Hercules where they're like chopping the cords of life. You know, I'm talking about
Yep.
some creepy ass bitches under the water.
Yep.
This is some spook shit, man. Like, not spook like calling you a black person racist and shit, but spooky. You know, you got all these motherfucking liberal ass people who like to listen and comment, oh, you just called me a spook. Like, no,
Yeah.
no, that's crazy. Look at this fucking rendering right here. Look at, you can't even look at it.
That's like that as above, so below shit. That
Absolutely.
mirror effect.
Whoops. What did I just do there? I don't like fucking this zoom in shit. There we go. But that was a crazy picture, though. Jesus, man.
Yep, the river Styx. I was like, check this the fuck out. That day, I was like, wow, I really learned something new today, because I had no idea Styx was. I never even put any thought into why they even spelled their name that way. It wasn't until I was doing other research and I came upon this, and I'm like, Styx, the river Styx. Oh my God. It's like flat Earth. It's been in my face all this time.
That's so crazy. That's so crazy. You know, let's just
Yeah.
look at some artist depictions of Hades. Same exact thing.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, that's what Hades has, rivers in it, and one of them's the river Styx.
Oh.
You don't want to be caught in that river. It kind
No,
of reminds
man.
me of, like, say, a river. You know how you hear, like, in England back in the old days, you know, they threw all the dead bodies in the river and stuff, or you'd wind up in the river or whatever. And then here you have the river Styx with all these bodies floating around in torment and shit, like they can't ever escape this river Styx.
Yeah, absolutely. Tartarus.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
like,
hell looks like one big party.
I'm not even spelling this right. Taurus. There we go. Forgot the other AR. That's what's a little bit below Hades, guys. It's talked about in Greek mythology. It's just as far below Hades as Earth is below the vaults of heaven.
Absolutely, Steve. And those other pictures that I sent you, and with that whole cluster of pictures where it maps the whole road through hell, and you'll see Tartarus on there.
Oh, yeah. And they have, you know, little fellows like this down here. Don't worry about him. It's just it's just mythology, guys. You know, don't worry about it. It's not like they found Gilgamesh's tomb and Osiris's tomb. Don't worry about it. Is this sharing the pictures now? Because I just got one big share. All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just go hit next, and take us through these. These are your pictures.
Yeah. I guess you can zoom in on that one a little, because we can see what it says here up top. Okay, so the vacuum, the infinite space, which is what they're telling us is above our. You know, when I say we go up on those real high jumps and you can see the sun, but you see that blackness above. And I said the dome might actually be black because, you know, it's not showing it as being blue or anything. So they're considering that this infinite space encompassing all. And then you got our starry universe there in the center, right? And then the realm of chaos and night. And that's like the main outline for it. And then the other pictures get more in depth into what each one is. Like the stars of the what is it? Our starry universe. There's one picture that depicts that on its own, and the levels of it. And stuff like 7 levels to heaven, or 7 here. This thing here, you got to check this out, Steve.
Wow. Boom.
So you start
Boom.
right to left, because Luciferians do everything backwards. You don't start from left to right. You start from right to left.
Yeah, right. Okay, I see that. Yep, absolutely. Everything's always in reverse. That's crazy.
I think Tartarus is in there somewhere, isn't it? Or okay, it's hard for me to see some of the words. So you have heaven and the vault or the wall, the dome there over where heaven's at, and then the underworld, and then you
Oh,
get down to
what I just do? Oh my God, what's going on here? Am I fucking all this up?
you're getting click happy.
It's just going. All right, here we go. So
See
yeah, you
where it
got
says Pavilion of
Pavilion of
Chaos?
Chaos,
That's
aka
weird,
Pluto.
isn't it? Yeah, that's weird. I don't know what that is, but it's
Huh,
Pavilion of
and you know,
Chaos.
maybe that's why they keep dismissing Pluto as a planet, Pavilion of Chaos. They've just for some reason Pluto,
Yeah,
and they're
they
like,
keep
yeah,
hanging
you know
on.
what? Don't even worry about Pluto. That's not a anything. But in reality, obviously, it's not a planet, a dwarf planet, or anything in the sky that you can land on. But they just want everyone to forget about Pluto, because I bet if you go and like do some like Hebrew or Greek on the word Pluto, you'll probably get something, you know, familiar or close to this. I wouldn't doubt it.
Somebody's asking if we're live. Yes, we are live tonight, guys. So then you have the Pavilion of Chaos, and then it goes over to something of Satan. I can't read it because it's so small on my end.
It says I don't even know it's either
Parable or preamble or something of
yeah, it's got
something.
it. Yeah, I don't see an M in there, but it looks like PRE Babel.
Probable curse of Satan. Is it a curse? Is that what it says?
That's what it's looking like to me.
And then after that, you have fall. Like they fall, and then you're in hell. So there's like all these different levels. Like there's 7 levels to heaven. Well, there's 7 levels to hell as well, is what they're showing here or something.
Right. Because they have to do everything in their own little way. But you know, you look over here. You get. I didn't even see this. I was like, what are all these letters here? You got just chaos, just spelt out.
Yep.
That's crazy. What does it say? North, left, south, right. This is strange.
It's very strange. And this is from a book that was written in the 1800s.
Wow.
Yep.
That's even more interesting. Well, this is just another example of it.
Yeah, you can go past that one. We'll go to the next one. And that you can go past that one too. That one there is crazy. I don't even it I told my mom, I was like, this is like the flat earth depiction here. And that one in the middle would be like, say, the center with the magnetic mountain and a tree of life on it.
Yeah.
And then you get up to that circle above it, which is the starry universe, those rings within rings. And then above that would be, I guess, the seat of heaven or whatever. But there's all kinds of words on there. And it's so intricate, these diagrams. And it's like they had some sort of inside knowledge or something, you know?
Oh, they got a couple. They witnessed creation, these beings that we're actually against, because we're not against flesh and bones. We're against principalities and powers of darker or powers of, you know, negative energy in high places, basically.
Well, they got a pyramid up there in the left-hand corner. I don't know what that is exactly, but there's a pyramid in the upper left-hand corner.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Looks like a brain inside of there.
Oh, yeah, well, that makes sense because they got our brain trapped in their Illuminati pyramid.
Yeah, right. For real. And this kind of right here, this little thing, if you see me circling this right here, this looks like what we were catching, what SpaceX was taking credit for with those weird those white plume things in the sky.
Wait till you see this other image that's coming up. It shows the sun and the moon, and above the sun and the moon is a triangle and a diamond shape. And I was like, check this the fuck out, because it looks like the unseen force that holds them there, or has maybe something to do with the simulator it was reminding me of. This thing is crazy. I didn't even get to look at all this. I saved this for you. I was like, this is some weird shit. There's Baphomet right in the center, and the all-seeing eye right above that, or a UFO or something.
What? Yeah, bro. When was this fucking drip? What? Where's this from? What?
Paradise Lost.
What?
Yeah.
What? How old is this?
Pretty old. Pretty old.
What the fuck? I'm not even spelling it right, but it don't matter. Yep, blah blah blah. Yep, John Melton. Originally published in 1667. Wow.
Yeah. I have the 1894 version.
Wow. That's
So,
ridiculous.
yeah. So they had some, this is because we have to go back and think they knew the earth was flat back then. And they obviously had a lot more things figured out than we did or whatever. So it's interesting to go back and look at it. That looks like the Pope or whatever there on the one side is a skeleton with his mitre hat on or something. And then you got the skull and crossbones right there holding his hand, Death, and Baphomet in the middle, who's ruling over the lands.
With a UFO. With
Yeah.
some falling beings in the sky coming down.
Exactly.
That's just not right, man.
I know.
You get the locust is down here. Everything's in this picture,
Exactly,
bro.
the locust. Yes.
Are
And
you
then this
serious?
horror, read that stuff in red. This horror will grow mild, this darkness light.
That makes sense if you're like fucked up or something. What the fuck?
I know.
I wish I could read this little ass print, but I wouldn't doubt if it's like mixing fucking hybrid and oh my god, did I just do this shit again? Oh shit. Where did we just go? Oh, okay.
There you go.
One more. Boom. Yeah, but I don't know. There's a lot of things about the arm and the hand in here, and that's the right hand. I don't know. That looks like another Baphomet looking dude down here. I gotta go through this because this is just like, that's what I'm talking about, people. Not in a good way either. This is why I do what I do. Because, well, first of all, look how big these things are. Look how small this town is. And they're being brought together by the Goat Man and the UFOs. So what does that tell you?
Yeah.
That can't be good. And you get a little black dot and a white dot under it, as above, so below, yin yang working as one. You know, I don't know what these are supposed to represent, but I don't know. But clearly they're on the same team.
Yeah, I think it means that they're on the same side and they're the ones who are ruling over everything. I think maybe that's why they depicted them larger than the land and the people below them, like as if they're bigger than them, they're above them or something.
Right. Well, I suggest that maybe they're just physically that bigger than them, because there are accounts like in the Bible and Book of Enoch and other texts talking about like 200-300 foot giants.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know that sounds unfathomable and ridiculous, but like
exactly. And
these guys look kind of
They say that our souls are, it's amazing that our little bodies can even contain our souls, because our souls are even so big and bright and everything. That
and look how like the UFO like is like connected to their head, like something in the forehead. I'm just saying, like, maybe like the UFO, obviously the UFOs, the Baphomet, yin yang, and all that stuff clearly has something to do with activating that pineal gland located in the head, in the brain. I think and clearly it wants your heart too. This is crazy.
Yep.
This couldn't be any more crazy. Yeah, man. That's the Skull and Bones making the deal with whoever the hell this might be in a mask. This could be that fucking leech looking dude we were just looking at, because like you look at him and where was that? Let me find the one that I had, because I was like, because it looks just like it. Yeah, the statue.
Yeah, there you go.
Look at this dude's face, and then
you're right, Steve.
I mean, it has a little thing on top too.
That is crazy.
That's ridiculous.
Oh my gosh. So the scarab thing just appeared out of nowhere a couple of years ago. I did a video. It had to be almost maybe like 2018, I think it was.
Wow, this is effed up.
I know it. That's why I had to share it with you. We'll just go past that and past that one. That shows. If you go
What?
back one, that shows.
How they
I
work
guess,
together?
yeah,
What's
how
that
it
in the
works
middle?
together and all.
Oh, pandemonium. Looks like the fucking White House, but that's no big deal.
So what it's trying to say is if you take the depiction below it and look down on it, you'll be looking at that, what we're looking at there, which looks like the center of our plane. So as
Right.
above, so below, I don't know. I mean, we see what the center of our plane looks like through ancient depictions, like the one you have up as your background. And below, if it's as above, so below, it would make sense that it would mimic what we see up top on our plane. But on this plane, it's
Well, you get think of it this way. We are looking for, like my background here. Let me just, I think I got a picture just right here of it. Give me 1 second. Wow, maybe it's not right there. No, it's not flat concave. Come on, dude. Ah, North Pole. Yeah. So
There you
this is what we know, what is most likely, in my opinion, the North Pole. And this is what they're saying the insides of the Earth look like. So quite possibly, this is what I bring to you right now, just out of the blue, out of my brain. This looks like obviously Greenland and Iceland, but it's a different topic for a different day on how it all just correlates perfectly. But without further whatever, I feel like this right here is, let's say I'm in God's seat. I don't like to put myself in a situation like that, but say I'm in God's seat. I'm looking down. This is what you see as the center.
Yes.
But from a 4-dimensional standpoint, because you got to remember, we're in 3D.
Yeah.
This is the 3rd dimension. But from a 4th or 5th dimensional standpoint, you could see from different angles. This, I believe, what we're looking at right here is just the inverted of that. Let's say, because I said we're on top looking at it down, and we would get something like this. But
as above, so
what I'm
below, like it's an inverted
yeah,
image.
or like, so let's say I'm sitting below the realm of Earth and looking up. That's what you would see as the bottom of the Earth. As I allude all the time, that it's hollow chambers on the inside that lead to hell, to Tartarus.
Exactly.
And and I feel like that is the point, and then it just expands out towards Antarctica and other caverns. Obviously, I think the hole in the center of where we live here will connect you all the way down here.
Yeah.
But there's also other openings, as we saw in other pictures from the Antarctic, even levels of the moist, because there's, the Amazon jungle is, ridden with Nephilim bones and possible even entities still. So you got to just keep that in mind. But like I'm saying, this is just nothing. I think this is nothing more than a bottom up view. Let's say,
exactly.
So if God's looking down and he's seeing the North Pole and the 4 islands, I think that he could just turn the snow globe upside down, and this is the underneath of it. This is, so you got you got your Ford whatever car, you're looking at it from the ups, you're looking at it down, you got your nice looking car, then you flip it upside down, you see the muffler and the tranny and the cat, and all that other stuff, and that's all that. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody here said, or are we in hell? And I have pondered that thought quite a few times, because I thought to myself, we might actually already be in hell. I don't know. The way out of hell's through the sun, I guess. And now they got that blocked. So.
Well, I don't know if this is hell yet, but this will, I think, turn into the eternal lake of fire. So you don't want to be here longer than you have to be, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not saying this is hell. I'm not saying it isn't hell, but it's a crazy place we live in. No doubt about that.
Yeah, this one is of the Starry Universe thing, I think. It shows, I guess, it's different diagrams of how it all works.
Right. That's crazy though. Everything outside of
And you
the
have the
Star
stairs
Universe is
there.
chaos.
You see those stairs? That's like the
Yeah,
Masonic stairway to heaven thing.
Heaven's Gate.
Hmm.
The golden ladder. Look at
Remember
these
that?
people.
And there was that group of people that killed themselves. They were called Heaven's Gate
What
when
does
that
this say
comet.
right here? This says something to Earth. So I didn't mean to interrupt, but whatever this is alluding to the idea that the Earth is geocentric and not
Mhm.
heliocentric, like the god
Exactly.
Helios, who
And the
is
universe
also the
revolves around
Statue of
us.
Liberty.
And
Yeah,
there's the universe circling around us in the center.
exactly.
So yeah. And this is 1600s, guys, this book.
We got the Causeway from Hell. This is interesting stuff.
I know. I knew you would like it. I said, I got to send him all this stuff. You'll be up all night looking at this. I'm telling you, it's so crazy.
No shit. That's wild, dude. That's absolutely wild. But another thing I want to say about the heliocentric model, the god Helios is just another depiction, guys, of Apollo, Abaddon, whatever you want to call the Statue of Liberty. It's all the same person.
Right. Well, right there off to the left or off to the right, it says spherical shell. The
There you
spherical
go.
shell. I mean, that's the dome, guys. Come on. Because we're under
Exactly.
like a shell, we're covered. We're in probably somewhat of a snow globe where the center part of it is our flat plane. And then you have the above shell and the below shell, which is hell.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I was gonna say. I think the dome goes underneath as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And you got just hell at the bottom of all this. So wild.
Yeah, it is. And where it says chaos, it reminds me of that Sounds of Hell that we just listened to recently, where somebody dug that really deep hole and stuck a recorder down there to hear the noise that was coming out of it, and it sounded like chaos.
Yeah, yeah. That's the noises that got the stream pulled down the other day.
Exactly.
That's just still crazy. So, Hell's Gates, the Lake of Fire. Like I said, guys, this is just if you're outside of our dimension and you want to look at the earth from underneath and work your way up, you're gonna have to go through all of this stuff, because that's what's inside the earth, the bowels of the earth. This is what is inside of the earth. I think hell is a place on earth, but not the surface yet.
It's in earth. Yeah, it's trying to rise up out of earth. They're trying to bring it forth. They want to bring hell on earth.
Exactly. And like in the book of Job, it alludes to how hell is inside earth. God literally asked Satan, "Hey, bud, where you been?" He said, "I've been going to and fro, up and down in the earth."
Yep.
And it's only the newer translations, like the what's the crap Bible I got over there? The New American Bible and the NIV and the New King James. They translate it to on the earth, but KJV and everything beyond that, in the earth. So not a translation issue, just a deception issue.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing, though. People were saying that that's a Mandela effect, that the King James always said on the earth. It never said in the earth. Now, the Mandela effect is obviously showing us that it's always meant to be in the earth. And that's the true nature of what it was supposed to say. But we always had it saying on the earth. And in heaven and on earth, not in the earth, right? But now it's showing us that it says in the earth, and nobody remembers it being that way. But obviously, it's telling us a truth there, because it's like you said, he was in the earth going to and fro. So you know what I mean? A lot of these Bible changes are very telling, and I think it's showing us how it's always actually been in that respect. But we've had that overlay over us.
Oh yeah, absolutely. See, I don't know if that's a Mandela effect, because I wasn't really, that never flip flopped or changed for me. It's always been in the earth ever since I started looking into all this stuff, which was right around the time, maybe a little bit after the Mandela effect became aware to me. So maybe it did or maybe it didn't, but I can't say definitively whether that's a Mandela effect or not. But the prayer you were just alluding to, I think it's still on the earth, whatever you were just saying before there. like as in heaven on earth or whatever. I remember saying that in church.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next picture. Okay, that's a little bit more in depth of the starry universe and stuff. And you can see an angel in the upper right hand corner, which Enoch talked about the angels at the four corners of the earth who control the winds.
Yeah, actually, I got a little picture of them over here. I'm gonna bring that up just for reference purposes. I think it was the flat concave picture. Where'd it go? Should be right here. Yep. One of the more accurate representations of the Earth, minus this little bump here that alludes to some sort of concaveness. But
now, if you look closely at that picture you have up in the very center, you see a central sun, and then you see these two things going out either way that point to the sun and the moon. And I have heard depictions of people saying that we have a central sun as well, but we can't see it because we're so far away from the center. But when you start getting up past a certain parallel,
oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
there's a central sun to our center of our plane.
Oh yeah, that's been alluded to in multiple texts, biblical and extra biblical, or just regular text that people just wrote down. You know.
Can you
It's
zoom
also,
in on that a little bit?
I can, yeah. It's just crazy how the Earth is in the center, and then something happened along the line where it's just like, nah, the Earth is just one more, I think. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. There we go.
There you go. So yeah, I had my magnifying glass out. I was trying to look at this stuff, like, because there's all. Now check this out, Steve. Okay, they want us to believe it's the sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, right? But on this depiction, it has Terra in the center, which is Earth. And then you have waters, right? And then whatever, this ice wall probably. And then what do you have next? Luna, Mercury, Venus. So right there, they're telling us once you go from Earth out, you're going to hit, it would be the Luna, the moon, and then which would be in our starry dome, Mercury, Venus, Earth. Mercury, Venus, Solus would be the sun, our sun.
Right.
Yes. That's the planets right there. But it's all in our starry universe above our heads is what it's showing you.
Right. And it's actually showing you, right? Or looks like this says firmament or firma something. So all of whatever these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Of course,
7 layers to heaven. And exactly. And it says 49,000 up there or something.
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
So yeah, it's very interesting. And then it says Ordos for fermentumum or something.
Where do you
see past
that?
The number 49,000.
Oh yeah, on the right. Yeah.
So this is very, very interesting stuff. When you really sit down and decipher this stuff, it's telling us we're on a flat plane. They knew this back then, and this is how they depicted it.
Whether it was flat or not, they knew they were at the center of creation.
Exactly, the center of creation.
Right. Like this is the epicenter of where it all went down, people. Whether you want to accept that or not. That's up to them. We've already shown what needs to be shown. In my opinion, if people just still want to just sit in the dark and God damn it. See, we're going. Oh man. But yeah, this is just crazy, man. And it's just so mind-blowing that how society has just done a complete 180 from this. Now it's a heliocentric model where the nearest sun is 93 million miles away. People really think they could see something 93 million miles away. I'll take it even another upper notch. You couldn't see a light 237,000 miles away. Exactly. Like the moon. You couldn't see anything like that. It's ridiculous. You can't even see anything like, I don't know, 40, 50 miles away most days. You got to get elevation to see anything over 100 miles. So why would you ever think you could see something 93 million miles away? Oh, it's reflection, and gravity. Like, oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is effed up. Out of the portal. Exactly. Oh my God. Yeah. And they're all falling down.
Exactly. Look, this is a Tower of Babel, and this has some ancient tech on top of it. When you zoom in on that top of that Tower of Babel, there's some crazy stuff going on up there.
What do we got up here? He's like doing some fucking. There's like shit floating.
Yep.
He's got the hands that aren't even attached to him. He's got what? He's got 6 like teardrops on him. You got the angels, the stars falling to
That's
heaven.
what I think it is. It's the stars falling.
Oh, absolutely. That's what
Yeah.
I was alluding to in the pictures prior, like 3 or 4 ago.
Okay, scroll up okay. On either side of this Baphomet looking thing here in the center, you'll see a diamond on the one side to the left and the right. There's a diamond and something else. Can you see it if you slide the picture over a little, or if you pull out
Yeah,
a little bit?
yeah.
There's a diamond, and on the other side of them is another type of a crystalline looking structure. Now, the next picture that we get to, you're going to actually see the sun and the moon underneath these 2 objects. Now, I'm thinking to myself, is this what the sun and the moon actually looks like? But what we see is some sort of a disguise, you know?
Right, for real. This is crazy because you got your yin yang representation right over here. The light goes down, the dark, and then you got the light
Yep.
goes up. This is incredible stuff, people.
It's like the phases of the moon, even.
Yes, exactly. And that's
And then
just
there's all kinds of stuff up and down the sidebar of this picture. I mean, this stuff, it would take you a whole day just to look at this thing with a magnifying glass and decipher it, because there's so much going on in this. There's so many layers to it.
I'm telling you, this is a regular size human. This is a animal of some sort being depicted, and that's a big ass thing on top of a big ass thing. You know, this is
Yeah.
that's crazy. Like, however big this is,
Well, see, 'cause
this dude's literally like a what? He's like an eighth of this,
Yeah,
and that's a
Lucifer
big structure.
wants to be like the Most High. He cannot be the Most High, but he wants to be like the Most High. He even says it in the Bible, I will be like the Most High. That's why they built the Tower of Babel, and there they got him sitting right on the top of it, like as if that's the eye cap on the top of the pyramid or something. And it's depicting as if he's in control, and the rest of his minions, his stars, are going to come down with him. You know,
I think they actually will. And then it's gonna be on like Vietnam people. You have no idea.
Mhm.
Like coming out of the portal. I can't believe this stuff.
Yeah. Well, you're definitely going to see those diamond shapes again in another picture we go to here, and the sun and the moon under it. Okay, so this picture, I sat here for like an hour trying to figure this thing out. This would be if you stepped away from all those other pictures and looked at the whole big picture, this is what you would see. But this is like on an atomic scale. So up top, you have the dome, and that's like the seat of heaven. We're in the middle there. And then below it, where the pyramidal structure is, and then the bottom part of the dome, it would be hell and chaos. The reason I say we're in the middle there, because you see it looks like the starry universe on either side of that globish looking thing. But even in the globe itself, you can see something that cuts through the center of it, like as if that's our flat plane.
Absolutely. Yeah, I could see that. That's like the what's it called? The Axis Mundi, the mountain in the
Exactly.
middle. Yeah.
Like that would be our dome, but also coming down beneath us as well. I mean, this is some seriously amazing stuff we're looking at here. And you really have to be on a whole nother level to even try to begin to comprehend it. I mean, straight off, somebody would be like, oh, that's pretty cool looking, and move on. But this is, if you have the eyes to see it, you can see what they're saying.
I could see some people I know getting a tattoo or some stupid shit like this. It's ridiculous.
Oh, also, it reminds me of the Tree of Life, the Kabbalah.
Yeah.
Look at that. See where the nodal points are, and how, because when you follow the tree of the Kabbalah tree or whatever it is, it has all these different like points to it that are significant that you have to go through or whatever. Yeah. So I think if you overlaid the Tree of Life onto that, the Kabbalah thing or whatever the hell it is that they do, I think it would fit in there perfectly right over it, the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they gotta tell you a little truth in all the mockery and BS they propagate on us. But so Where's this other picture you're talking about? Because that's all I got from you.
That's all you got? Shit, I thought I sent it to you. I'll have to go through and
Let me try again. Let me refresh real quick. And hold on. Oh, we got 50 people watching. What's up, guys? Jennifer sent a photo.
Screenshots.
Yeah. Yeah, just send it to me whenever you get a sec.
Yeah. I could have swore I had it on here. I was just snapping screenshots left and right of these pictures.
It's all good. That's what I was doing
that one
today,
on
too. 'Cause I still can't share nothing on Facebook, so I just, screenshot something that looks crazy, and then, we come on here.
I know. I was just like, this is going to blow everybody away. I was blown away by it. I'm just staring at these pictures, and I kept looking for more and more. It was like I was hungry for more,
Right. That's how
that picture went.
That's how I felt when I saw this. I was like, people don't see this. I'm like, you literally have the all-seeing eye of the serpentine Lucifer type deal, and who's in the middle? Your Osiris, your Nimrod type deal.
Oh,
It's
okay.
ridiculous.
I found it, Steve. I
You got it?
You go back a few pictures to where. All right, just bring all the pictures back up. I'll tell you where to stop. I totally missed showing you it on that last one that we were looking at. It's a couple pictures back.
Oh, hold
You're
on.
going to find this really interesting. When you zoom in on this one picture, it's like, holy crap.
All right.
All right, go. Let me see here. That one. But go to another one. Did I send you one that's a little bit more defined than that one? With less. Go to the one right after that one. Okay, wait a minute. I'm going to send you this one then. I have one that's a better close-up that we can zoom in better on. And we're going to take a look at this sun and moon thing or whatever the hell it is. What do we do here? I'm going to send it in a... Oh, there it is, Messenger. My phone wants to be glitchy. I must be on to something here.
Yeah. You know how it is.
Yep.
That was like my phone yesterday, not letting me take a picture of the solar simulator. So I had to go on Snapchat and take a picture of it. Ridiculous.
Exactly. That's why I screenshot shit. I don't even try that stuff anymore. I'm just like, screenshot. You can't stop me now, bitch. All right, I just sent it to you.
All right.
You guys are going to be blown away when you see this stuff. I mean, we really zoom in and take a look at what's going on in this picture.
Hold on, let me... Facebook, new message, any year now.
Yeah, that one. All right, let's zoom into the middle part where the down a little bit. So you want to zoom in there just a little bit more if you can. I don't know if you can or not. Okay, so there you have, yeah. Now, these things have rings around them. I don't know why it does, but for me, it's the sun and the moon. And then you have that diamond and that other crystalline looking weird structure. And then you have that, yeah, in the middle there. Like that's the Mount Meru in the center.
That's crazy. And all these UFOs.
I know.
What the fuck?
It's like this is one big, oh, and off to the left there, Steve, you'll see where it says electric, bio something, and you have those three symbols there. Off to the left. Okay, that's like energy, frequency, vibration, those three things right there.
I was looking over there on the right where it says atomic fear.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Exactly.
Pyramid mysteries. This is incredible stuff.
I
And
know
with all these rings everywhere, it reminds me of obviously Saturn, but it reminds me of CERN in a way. Not like obviously CERN, it's a big ring, the LHC, but the ancient Celtic god of the underworld, Cernunnos, is always depicted, obviously with horns, but he has a serpent snake in one hand, and in the other hand he has, well, pretty much this fella right here, these rings.
Exactly. It also could be a field that's around the sun and the moon that makes us only be able to get so close to it. You
Yeah,
know,
right.
obviously you can't land on these things, and maybe it's depicting some sort of a force field or something that's around them. That these two objects that are crystalline looking that are above the sun and the moon is what's actually controlling the sun and the moon or whatever.
It's like also alluding to the idea and the reality, in my opinion, that these flying UFO discs are coming from within the Earth, not outside
Yeah.
of the Earth,
Uh-huh.
not extraterrestrial, but more like interdimensional or terrestrial.
Yep.
This is
And then
ridiculous.
right below those three objects off to the left where it says electronic or electric, bio, something, down in red, it says the mystery of the blood something,
Asian.
the blood radiation.
That's nice.
And then underneath, if you scroll down, you'll see underneath Earth. And it looks like, you know, like we were talking about, like there's all these caverns and roots and stuff. And it's just, it's so bizarre, this stuff.
Well, the tree of life, the roots go most likely down to hell, in my opinion. Most likely. Then you have, look at this, the invisible processes of a man's coming into existence. That's nice.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Dark City?
No, I need to, though.
Yeah, it's not a good movie. It sucks actually, but you have to see it for it's like They Live. It's a cheap movie, but it has a lot of hidden juicy stuff in there.
Atomic enlightenment. This is weird.
Yeah. It is really weird.
The omness of gravity and magnetism. This
Like, dude, you
is
need to smoke a big fat joint of some really good loud and look at this shit.
loud.
You'll just
Oh,
stare at
crap.
it for hours.
Some loud.
Yeah. I'll bring some
You know,
loud when I come to visit
you know
you.
the crazy thing about the discs down here, the UFO things, I think it's in the Anasazi creation tale, talks about a white bearded man, which is strange because, Indians, Native Americans don't really have beards and they're not really that white. So they say that he came down in a light disc or form like this and then pretty much just started creating everything that was good. But then
And
shortly after, a portal sort of looking like this opened, and then a not so good looking dude came in and started pretty much just defiling the world and creating Nephilim hybrids.
yeah, and at
Which,
the center there, at the top of Mount Meru, is a flame. In between the sun and the moon, in the center, there's a red flame. That's the central sun. And
okay,
because you said portal, and when you look at the sun and the moon with these crystalline diamond structures above them, they could be portals. Or it's telling us that this is what they actually are. But when you visually see them, it looks like a round disc that depicts the sun and the moon.
this
And
is
they're
like a wormhole looking shit with an eyeball looking down. This is weird, dude. This is like that same portal looking shit that our little friend at Babylon looked like he was coming out of.
And that swirly thing right there looks like from the Tower of Babel that we were just looking at. Had that above it, I think, above the goat head looking.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All interconnected. That's some crazy stuff, man.
I know. It just blows me away. I got to mute out for a minute, Steve. I'll be back, okay?
Yeah, I was gonna take a break and use the bathroom, so don't worry about it. Take your time. All right, guys. So you just heard it from me and her. We're gonna take a little break. We'll be back shortly, probably in maybe another hour or so. It's getting a little late in my neck of the woods, but I still got the coffee going through me, so we'll be just fine. We'll be just fine, but I don't even know what we should put on for break. Let's see what we got here. You got a nice big ad, dude. You can't beat the ads. If you think you can beat the ads, well, I think you're wrong. So let me... Cool. All right, we're going to switch it up. We've been playing a lot of D-Lab lately, and I love Destiny's Lab, don't get me wrong. Good man, but we're going to put on a little ODD action. This is called Burning in My Soul. And This should be good. I'm just gonna make sure we can hear this in a second. So yeah, this is Burning in My Soul, I'm sorry, by ODD. We'll be back in like 5 minutes, guys.
They say that it's easier to fool people than to convince them that they have been fooled. Reality is insane. They want to keep us in chains. Plus they have a web of deception they weave in our brains. But now I see through the games. They're trying to lead us astray. Gatekeeping information, they want to keep it that way. But I'm researching all the time, every day of the week. So people claim that I'm crazy and I'm labeled a freak. But that's what happens when you're awake in a nation of sheep, where they try their best to keep the population asleep. They poison our food and water and they offer us war, but we're not falling for their parlor tricks, not anymore. We walked through the door and let our chains drop to the floor. There's many areas in this life that we got to explore, and the earth too, because they might be hiding more land, more seas, more trees, more snow, more sand. In school, everything that we're taught is a lie, and lately it's making me crazy. I gotta know why.
There's a fire burning in my soul. Where do we go from here? I don't know. Gotta break free from this mind control. Before I go crazy, gotta let you know. There's a fire burning in my soul. Where do we go from here? I don't know. Gotta break free from this mind control. Before I go crazy, gotta let you know.
It's time to break free from this twisted mental conditioning. I offer my message to anyone out there who's listening. I hear just beyond the limits and it's calling me whispering. Sometimes I feel like I'm tripping. This has got to be just a dream. But nope, I'm wide awake, my friend, and this is reality. Why do we let them enslave us, man? It beats the heck out of me. People barely scraping by and work for minimum wages. There is no new world order. This is how it's been through the ages. Flip through the pages of history and see on your own. Too many things are a mystery, other things are unknown. It makes me question who we are, where we live and what we're told. But walking a path of truth can be a really bumpy road. We're ridiculed, mocked, and we're ostracized and laughed away. But that's okay, some folks are sheep until they pass away. In school, everything that we're taught is a lie, and lately it's making me crazy. I gotta know why.
There's a fire burning in my soul. Where do we go from here? I don't know. Gotta break free from this mind control. Before I go crazy, gotta let you know. There's a fire burning in my soul. Where do we go from here? I don't know. Gotta break free from this mind control. Before I go crazy, gotta let you know.
I pledge obedience to the Corporation of the Divided States of America and to the plutocracy for which it stands. One nation under surveillance that thinks it's invincible, with discrimination and intolerance for all.
There's a fire burning in my soul. Where do we go from here? I don't know. Gotta break free from this mind control. Before I go crazy, gotta let you know. There's a fire burning in my soul. Where do we go from here? I don't know. Gotta break free from this mind control. Before I go crazy, gotta let you know.
All right, and we are back. What is going on, guys? Hope we didn't keep you waiting too long. Looks like Jen's not back yet, but no big deal. Let's hit the chat up. Burgos, what's going on, brother? Stacy Daisy, what's going on? Yeah, yesterday's my birthday. Thank you. Need to connect. What's going on? Outcast. I like that. What's up, brother? How are you? We got Chrissy Cool. What's up, Tom Yer? What's going on, brother? How you doing? I'm not trying to repeat anyone I said earlier, so don't think you're like, oh, I'm right next to him. Oh, Wiki Stats, what's up? Just me. What's going on, brothers? What's up? Ghana Ball, what's up, big man? How you doing? How you doing? Joey Rocha. What's going on, brother? What's up? It looks like Jen's back and it's good to go. Oh, you muted out, Jen. Jesus
My
H.
husband just mentioned about paradise. The word paradise, it comes from an ancient word called paradis or something like that. Paradis, and it's from like Persia. And they used to have this area that was like they called paradis, which was this huge, beautiful garden thing. Anyway.
No, yeah, right. All these, there's a lot of words that have, old meanings and different terms and, terms you never even thought you'd think they have.
Like the word fascinate. We're always saying, I was so fascinated by it. Well, fascination is what they do when they cast certain spells on you in witchcraft. They want to entertain you and fascinate you. Even the word media is an ancient word from like pharmakia. It's all from Egypt. There's even a city over there somewhere called Media in the ancient world and stuff. So, I mean, this stuff is not new. It's been around, just like, like the whole pharmacy thing. People think pharmacies are some new thing, modern thing. No, it comes from pharmakia.
Yep. The cutting of roots to, try to gain more extraterritorial or terrestrial knowledge in a way, I guess. That see, I did mushrooms a couple times, but it wasn't to like meet someone or whatever they were trying to do, talk to some serpent.
Trying to have a good time. We're not trying to meet any demons or anything.
Right, pretty much. Just trying to watch some Cheech and Chong or some shit. Ridiculous, but here, let me I just got a couple tabs I want to close out here. Just give me a second.
I saw your title was talking about Nephilim and like rediscovering some Nephilim or Nephilim. Have you had pictures up already of what you were showing with that and stuff?
Yeah. I was actually gonna bring us into that next, actually, but let me see where I want to start.
So while you're looking for that, Steve, I'm going to tell you why I wanted to talk about that. Because my video, one of the things that put my channel on the map, I had a video go viral 3 years ago. I've never had this happen in my life. I'm all kind of new to YouTube. And the video was actually up for a while before it went viral. But it has to do with the Nephilim. And my title to my video is called Giant Nephilim Super Soldier in Our Military, ? And I found what I thought might be a giant Nephilim in our military that they're using now. I think they're trying to, make these things or use DNA that they've retrieved from maybe dead ones to create hybrid super soldiers.
Right.
And
I've seen stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially back in the Nazi Party, they had plenty of shit like that, super soldiers. Let's put them that way. Like the SS wasn't shit compared to these guys. These guys could literally stomp Hitler out with their boots. Yep. Let's put it that way. But I was just going through Google, and every page it had a page from Pinterest. I don't know what Pinterest is, but I click on it and I seem to get some rather interesting pictures here.
Right. Yeah, that those two giants there. I think that's on Lovelock Island or something like that. They found those ones, and they've been finding bones for a very long time, and they take them away to the Smithsonian Institution. Yeah, that shit.
Right, and just look how like serpentine this like. Look, what mouth opens like that? First of all, not mine. If it did, if my mouth opened like that, I'd be eating pizzas by the fucking
Anaconda opens like that.
That's what I'm saying. And it has these fangs and there's just weird ass looking nose and shit. And like maybe this is more of a human or looking. I don't know. Whatever this thing is, not cool. Let's put it that way. Not for the better of me or you or anyone like that. Yeah. And like I found this one rather interesting. That's
Yeah.
just straight a hybrid if it's in fact real. I'm not saying it's real. I'm not saying it's fake. I'm just whatever this may be, I
I
don't know.
definitely think there's definitely mer people. There's definitely mer folk. There's too much in the ancient mythology about them for them not to be something. There's something to it for sure.
Yeah, and that's why they had to put out that fake mermaid thing on Discovery Channel back in 2012 or 13. Had everyone in my high school in an uproar. Oh, mermaids are real, mermaids are fake, this, that, and the other thing. It's like, oh, let me go watch this documentary. And they had one or two, things that were true. There's some decent looking videos, but then their two or three main clauses were just straight CGI, fake disinfo. Like I think it was just one of those hits against it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they want people to see it, but they also want people to see it and be like, oh, that's not real, or oh, it's CGI. So you never really fully invest in it being real, but it actually is real. And look at that thing. That's the cyclopean giant or whatever.
Ah, absolutely. That's what that
That's the one-eyed god.
right, the lowercase god, G-O-D.
Exactly.
And,
The one-eyed god rules
I
in the
don't
land of the blind.
absolutely.
There you go. There's
an
F1 super soldier.
Right. I was just say I don't know how real this picture is, but that's one hell of a handshake.
Yeah.
It's a boot. That's a boot. I'm not. This is just a website I found, and
I don't know if
this.
you noticed too, around the United States, in a lot of the different states, you can find giant chairs. We have one here in Alabama. I'll have to take a picture of it. It's not too far from my house. It's just a giant fucking chair.
Really? Yeah, take a picture of that.
Yeah,
and if you go on this Pinterest website, which I'm still not even too sure what this is, but I typed in Nephilim bones and I got, well, you get this fella right here.
Mm-hmm.
15-foot skeleton found in southeast Turkey. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Look at the cranium on that. Look at this and look at that. That's a fucking excavator thing. That's a head. Yeah. That's all that needs to be said about that. If in fact that's real, which I am under the impression it most likely is, then yeah. Like look at this fella right here. Oh, actually I got that pinned up right here. Yeah, look at this. Human hybrid whatever in Greece. That's huge.
Oh yeah.
That's huge. And it just goes on to say more, giants in Greece up to 22.5 feet tall. That's huge.
Yeah. Everything was bigger a long time ago. I don't know how long ago, but everything seemed to be bigger. Even the trees were bigger. Everything was bigger. And then something happens and everything shrinks down. And then something happens again, everything shrinks down again.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. It's just like the aging,
Mm-hmm.
Be lucky to live over 75 nowadays. But back in the day, you had people living
like 900 years, 1,000 years.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, I think was someone I was reading in the Bible that they lived like 900 and like some odd years. I was like, wow.
Ceiling fan is asking me if I still need a laptop. I just got a new laptop. My mom bought it for me for my birthday, and I'm on it now. Thank you, Ceiling Fan. The only other thing I need to do now is to upgrade my StreamYard to their monthly thing or whatever, and I should have no problem screen sharing. And then look out, guys. I'll be a screen sharing junkie.
Yeah, right. We got to get you on that. All right. This guy's just says Pinterest has loads of images, blah, blah. So maybe I'll start looking at that Pinterest website a little more. Cause I didn't even know what that was until today.
Yeah, so Pinterest is good if you're screen sharing, but to go and try to save their pictures or use their pictures, it's all that copyright stuff and everything, or you'd have to pay in some way or something. But the way you're using it with just on screen share now, it's that these ancient drawings and depictions, they just wow.
Whoops. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what I just did there. There we go. Yeah. That's you type in Abaddon into Google, it's your third image. It's your second image, I'm sorry. That's your second image. And then it just you know, brings you just Abaddon, fallen angel, you know. It connects the dots for you, people. It really does. And you don't even have to. I'm not saying you don't have to read the Bible, but you Revelations 9:11, the king of the bottomless pit hath his name be Abaddon. who is most likely a fallen angel, one of these fellas.
Exactly.
These look like some good people, you know? Like, what the heck? And people have no clue about any of this stuff. And this is why they want to keep Christians in the dark. They want to just...
there, if you go down just a little, there's that spiral-looking tornado thing.
Yeah,
that's
I was looking at that.
That depiction we were just looking at of the 7 levels and stuff.
This is Abaddon's place of destruction. Let me click this link, see what happens.
That's like Milton's version of hell.
Let's see what we got here. Abaddon. The place of destruction is a synopsis within Sheol. Nice.
Sheol. Yep.
Nice.
And that's in the flat earth, guys.
Nice. Abaddon, the Old Testament, Sheol and Abaddon, lie open before the Lord. Nice. Yep. Never satisfied, nor naked is shown before him. Abaddon has no covering. So this Abaddon fella is referenced a few times in the Bible. Interestingly,
and that's probably where we get our word bad. Like, you're being bad. Abaddon.
Exactly.
Like it correlates. Like job. We all have jobs. Well, where's job come from? It's jobulon. Or you got to pay Baal when you get out of jail. You got to pay Baal. Well, who's Baal? We know who Baal is, don't we?
I ain't paying him shit.
Exactly.
Wow, this is crazy. It gives you demon types and all that stuff too. Wow. What? Nice. What Abaddon look like? Let's see what we got here. Most writings in place within the underworld. Lewis, blah blah, goes to an extent, describes them. Wow. Is this 7 divisions of hell? Including Abaddon in his books.
One of your guys here is saying the only reason people are hit with copyright is when they use fair use but not monetized content. I get hit with copyright all the time, and I'm not monetized.
Allowed to be monetized, apparently, according to YouTube.
Yeah, fuck YouTube.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And it's funny how, like, I was showing everyone earlier how the Osiris, I got rid of the other picture, but the little Oscar thing is literally the Osiris stuff. Mm-hmm. It's literally this fella right here.
And that hat that he's wearing is it represents our thrombus gland or something. It's shaped that way for a reason. This hat, it looks like a bowling ball pin kind of, but it's actually a thrombus or something they call it. I learned about all this stuff when I was studying Egypt back, and I can like read hieroglyphs and shit. I actually have 3 Egyptian tattoos on me right now.
Well, see, the thing is, I don't really think this is a hat. I think his head is actually this long. I think it's one of those elongated skull Nephilim, the older one. Mm-hmm. Part of the older generation, most likely, obviously, pre-flood, if, he had temples built everywhere around the world, and then they kind of just got ruined in a flood, and they're all effed up now. Mm-hmm. So I'm saying these people already lost once, and you really think that you're going to win again? Good luck. Like, you're going to take a lot of people down, obviously, but you're not going to break the spirits, man. You got ISIS, Mm-hmm. This is ridiculous. And people just don't see the connections here. People don't see, like, 1 and 2. And it's rather interesting. Like, I know this may be a little stretch, but what's Trump's little wife name? Kind of looks like these representations slightly.
And guess who has that very tattoo on them? Everybody knows Rihanna If you ever see her with a very low cut V shirt on, you will see that right in between her cleavage, going under her breast, is Isis with the wings spread out. Exactly.
That people. These people are just ridiculous. They just don't care anymore. They really don't. It's right in the open, and they literally, it's like they want you to see this stuff.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They need you to see it, actually.
I really want to do a show. You said you're off Monday and Tuesday, and tomorrow's Monday. I got to work, but after work, maybe we'll go live. I really want to dig into what was going on prior to 1958, where the encyclopedia even had in it about the dome and stuff.
Yeah.
And then, you know, what was taught in certain curriculums. Maybe we can really dig through some stuff on some sites and find some old books that have pictures like Paradise Lost and stuff, because, you know, it's not only that we don't know how this flat earth plane works and everything, but they did, and they have diagrams of it. You know what I mean? And we're so curious to try to figure this out that we really have to go back and dig through all this stuff and start just bringing up these images and reinterpreting them and stuff, you know?
Absolutely.
I mean, that's just one book, Milton's Paradise Lost. I mean, there's probably a shit ton of them that, you know, also depicted these things. Even if you can find old school books, if you go to like certain flea markets and stuff, you'll see people clearing out their books and everything. And sometimes you can find really good old books, and they hand drew everything in these books and stuff. Even the covers are hand done and painted and stuff. And you really want to get books that are like pre-1850s if you can find them.
Right, because they tell you not exactly what's going on, but they give you a better idea of what's going on rather than what they push on us today. And there's no coincidence, guys, that all textbooks come through Jesuit-owned colleges. And if you think I'm wrong, go prove me wrong. I've tried them all. George Mason, GM. Mason, get your George, get your G, you're 33. Obviously, you get your Mason, so it's just a dual 33 school, and they're in charge of I think every history book. Maybe not every, but pretty much every history book I've ever touched has a George Mason stamp on it somewhere. It's ridiculous.
And why do they call them Freemasons? Is because they got all that Freemasonry buildings from the Tatarians when they came back and dug it all out and kept all the big buildings for themselves, like these, you know, post offices and, you know, city buildings and stuff like that. It was Freemasonry. It was free. Just come in and take it. And of course, they may sin. They may sin all they want because they're Masons.
I didn't even think of it that way, but yeah, shit.
Where are your tattoos? Okay. So I have on the back of my neck, I have a infinity with my husband's initials. And then I have an Ankh. I don't know if you can see it here. It's an Ankh. And then DNA over here, because the Ankh is Egyptian. It means giver of life. And I'm a giver of life, which is my DNA and my children. And then I have a cover up back here. And it's actually a black sun. I know. After I learned about the black sun and stuff, I'm like, why did I pick that tattoo? I had a rose there. It was really old. It's like from when I was really young, and it was fading from laying out in the sun. So the only thing that would cover it would be this tribal black sun that I put over it. And so it's not, I'm not proud of that one. I have down here, which most people call a tramp stamp, but I don't call it that. I have a tribal looking thing where there's an Ankh in the center. So that's pretty cool. All my tattoos are mostly black. I like the just straight black tattoos, but right here I have a, you see that? It's a dragonfly, and that's a cover up. I had my ex-husband's nickname right there, real small. It said Blue because he had real blue eyes and everybody just called him Blue. And, you know, so I had to get that sucker covered. And on my ankle, I have a string of roses going around to my inside of my ankle. And then there's a cross with a heart in the center of it. And what else do I got?
Jesus fucking Christ.
I think that's all I got. So the one on my neck here, I can show you this one. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was done. They're two separate tattoos. I count them as separate because I got them done at 2 different times. But yeah, and then I have these ones here. I forgot about these. This is Aquarius. I'm Aquarius. And then I have my husband who's Gemini. So I got them done. Yeah. That's all the tattoos I got. About like 13 altogether.
Oh.
Yeah. This one here hurt a lot. Don't never do that. I mean, I don't ever want to get another. The only reason I got that because I had to get it covered up. So, but yeah, it hurt like hell.
I bet. I would never get a tattoo. I'm scared of that shit.
Oh, I love taking virgins to the tattoo place. I took my husband. He got Vox Populi and Vox Dei, and one means the voice of God, the voice of the people, and it's in Latin. And,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so he got his arms done. He would never, this was only like 8 years ago. So all this time he's had no tattoos. I'm like, come on, you gotta get a tattoo.
Yeah. See, everyone says that to me too, and I'm like, yeah, maybe when I die, you guys can just have some art with my body, but nah, man, there ain't no needles going near my shit. I'll break someone's neck.
Yeah, my son Christopher, he's got a couple of tattoos. He doesn't have a whole lot. My son Ryan doesn't have any, and I took him to the tattoo place a couple of times. I was like, let's just look around, whatever you want, I'll buy it for you, I'll pay for it, because I knew the guy. He's a really good artist and stuff, and he just never could decide on anything, so I never forced it. And but my son Chris, when his father died, he got like a little memorial thing here on his arm for his dad, and it's like a baseball diamond. And then his father's name was Pat. And so the P is the Phillies P. And then it says Patrick all the way. So it says the Phillies P and then AT, and it looks really good. It's really cool looking.
Cool. Oh, shit. There we go. Well, yeah, we were just talking about Masons, and this will bring us into something else I want to bring up in a second. Where'd it go? Got the regular old, what we've broken down before. We were just talking about Black Hole Sun and Freemasons. So I was like, let me get this picture brought up. This is sharing, right?
Yeah.
This is just I think this is late 1700, maybe early 1800s artist depiction from a Freemason. You got your Joachim, your Boaz, you got your stairways ascending upwards into a black hole sun, which is ironic because that is what people have been catching in the sky a lot lately. Here, let me just bring this up real quick. And a lot of people, including myself, it's not like there's just one person who's getting this thing on camera. It's not just one person talking about the patents that date back to 1904. But, people are just so shot and just so freaking, I don't want to say retarded, but just slowed down, man. They just couldn't even fathom understanding something like that. And let me just get this video up real quick, and then we will talk more about it. Hold on a sec. Hold on, guys. I'm just trying to find this one video. Please give me...
I'm sitting here talking and I'm muted. All my tattoos are strategically placed. So if you didn't know me, you wouldn't even know that I have any tattoos. Like, except for the one on my ankle, I guess, if you saw that I had shorts on or whatever. But, they're just not like out there all over the place. Even the ones on my inner arm, if I stand a certain way, you can't even tell I have tattoos.
Right. That's all good. All right, let me see if we can get this screen share working now. You can see this?
Yeah.
So this is from the Zion Warrior channel. This is a very well-known video. I think this is the first one he's caught on camera. This is your son. This is the same exact thing we just showed you that the Freemasons drew artistically about in the 17 or 1800s, whenever that was. And right here in your sky, Well, first of all, you have this beautiful blanket of chemtrails. You can't miss that. You got this just crazy white hexagonal aurora where the sun looks like it is. And, this guy, the Zion Warrior, just focuses on this. He puts a solar filter on, and it's just bizarre. See,
Wow.
he just catches that black dot there. It's so crazy. Just
That is
jot.
crazy. See, with the filter on, you can see what it really is. When you take the filter off, it looks like, to us, it's the sun with a tiny dot, when it's actually the tiny dot is what all that's coming from. It's just bizarre.
Yeah, it's
There's
so.
an overlay, and you need a filter like those glasses from They Live to see what's really there. Just like the sun and the moon is showing us that there's these crystalline structures of some sort.
Yeah, right. Something like that.
Maybe. I mean, who knows? Somebody knows.
Right, and that video we were just looking at, that's from, let me see here. I think it was, yeah, it's 2016. And let's bring it a little bit more recent. Well, this is a patent that goes back to 1904. This here is a picture that I caught in like June at a reservoir just near my house.
Wow.
Hexagonal,
Yep.
white hot in nature. And actually, I think I forgot to get this queued up, but this should be it. And this is what was in the sky yesterday, because we were talking about this yesterday on the live stream.
It looks like a Christmas ball. Like, one of those ones you'd hang on your tree and it's flattened at the top where the hook goes in. That's what it reminds me of, like some kind of Christmas ball you'd hang on a tree or something.
Yeah, not natural though.
Yeah, it's not natural at all.
Not even close.
Not even close.
So crazy. And people just still deny the simple idea that there's a solar simulator in the sky, even though we have patents that go back to, well, 1904, perhaps. Let's see if Steve's just making stuff up again. No, still there. I assume one day this will change, because just like the 1811 patents don't exist anymore for weather manipulation, but we still got our 1904 citations on the patent. So if there's a citation on a patent that didn't get publicized until 67, and there's whatever's on them from 1904, so how old is this idea? You know what I'm saying? This is just all, it's been pre-programmed and prophesized throughout the ages. And you got now, just recently, you got companies like Walmart and other high companies, their logos are just hexagons. It's ridiculous. And I'm just going to let this play out while we talk for a minute, but this is just another video that I took yesterday, and you could just see how in the distance the sky just fades to white, and then once you really zoom in, you'll see why it does. You have all of these just blankets of chemtrails in the sky, and this is what was coming in, because I have video of what was in the skies today. I'll bring that up right after this, but this was yesterday. I meant to share this on the stream last night, but I forgot to. But it's kind of a good thing I didn't, because we can get a direct comparison on how, because this is about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'll show you, and we'll show how what moves in right after. But look at the sun.
Wow.
My camera can't even focus on it yesterday. Giving out this blue fucking line. Never seen that before. And
yeah, I've gotten that a couple times on my photos. Not all the time, but there's sometimes when I get it, and that must be, I don't know, has something to do with the simulator for sure.
Yeah, like I said, all day yesterday I couldn't get a clear picture of the sun. I had to use the Snapchat filter. It was ridiculous. But let me see what we got here. I think this is, oh no, this is exactly what we just watched. All right, so I sent that to myself twice. So, okay, and this was the sky actually last night, a little bit after, shortly after they started spraying. Right after we went live, I ran to the store real quick, and this is what the sky turned into last afternoon.
Wow.
Just completely blanketed out. Ridiculous. You could tell they They did not spare any expense yesterday on their GeoEngineering $50 billion project funded by Bill Gates for the year 2019 into 2020. I think they're using every last dollar of that. So that was yesterday turning into last night, and this is this morning at around 7:15. This is
Wow.
what we got for the weather today. It was just a complete gray state of the graying out of America, making every state one, keeping them gray. And another thing it does, like we were talking about yesterday with Brian, is that these chemtrails, that most of them, like these the ones that come from HARP and NextRad and Doppler, they're all frequency based. And if we got spoke into existence from a word from God, then we are frequency based as well. And this is their ways of waging war upon us.
And this is exactly what we can tune into the frequency of cancer and then double it up and tune it out. Everything's a frequency. That they won't let these frequency machines be used in any kind of way to help us.
Right, absolutely. I mean, yeah, they would give us the freaking all of the the cures and whatnot, but it's not profitable for them. That's the issue. But this is what the sky turned into today. This is something I've seen before, but I haven't recorded before. You could tell how it's just the same exact thing over and over and over throughout the entire sky to the edge of the horizon, as I show.
Yep.
Like, look at how like just fake that looks.
Yep.
It looks like a fucking movie set or something.
And the weird thing is too, is that a lot of times you'll have these kind of skies for days and days, but it never rains, it never snows, nothing. Now, when I was younger, you'd have skies like this, rain was coming.
Yeah, dude.
You'll just have days and days of this.
And you wonder why you're all like depressed and pissed off and can't focus and shit's not going right for you. It's because your frequency is being tapped into in a negative way on multiple levels.
And
this is not the only level.
They're cutting off the frequency and the energy we would be getting from the real sun and keeping that from us. And it's eventually it's going to have an effect on our whole environment. Like, trees are half dead and all this stuff like that. Like, I have trees out back that get one side of the tree will get more sun than the other side because it's all shaded over in that part of the side of the little forest I have out back. And that side of the tree will be like practically dead from this crazy intense heat that it's getting that's not natural. This light that's literally frying it.
Well, the trees are being hit on multiple levels because the trees, they're being depleted of all water through the chemtrailing because aluminum takes takes the waters right out of the clouds. I keep saying that, right out of the trees and the grass and whatnot, the roots. It dries them up and rots them out from the inside. And then when they're exposed to this high UV of the fake artificial white hot sun, it's just gonna, lead them to die even quicker. But the thing is, this is why all these forest fires are turning to something big, something huge, because all the trees in the forest are already dead, and all it takes is one little cigarette butt to light one up, and then they're all up, and then they're all down just as quick because they're already dead.
Yeah. Sam Man says here, real clouds versus chemtrail clouds. We just showed that cloud making machine from NASA, and they don't look like chemtrails. They look like real clouds. So I'm questioning real clouds now because, a lot of times when we see these low hanging, thick, puffy clouds, and I've been catching them a lot lately,
every day
from those machines.
Without a doubt. Every day I catch those, every single day.
I'd love to find out where this place is near me here, where there's one of these factories, and I try and find it. I know there was one in Philly that I lived near. It looked like this crazy, intricate, weird refinery of some sort, but all it did was literally pump out massive amounts of this steam-looking stuff.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. There's so many there's so many machines or so many factories that do the same exact thing. And it was rather ironic because we don't have any weather coming in for the next couple of days here, and the factories in the distance. Because where I go and get these shots of the chemtrails, the solar simulator, and whatnot, I'm like roughly 1,000 feet up, and you could see like every factory in the distance. And today, none of them had any steam rolling out. They were all either shut off, abandoned, or maybe the weather forecast didn't call for them to add any extra clouds into the atmosphere because we don't have any precipitation forecast for the next 2 days. It says we have a slight chance of. Okay, this is where I'm looking at my app right now on my phone. The high on Tuesday is 39, the low is 33, yet we are forecasted snow, which is impossible because shit freezes at 32, people, not 33.
Exactly. I said that to my husband last year or year before. I'm like, doesn't it have to be 32 degrees to snow? And it was like 40 something out. And I'm like, what is wrong with this picture?
Yeah, right. Absolutely. I've been telling people that for years. They just don't get it. I'm just trying to, yeah. And that's a cloud, baby. That's no rocket going to space. That's not
And
testing
all
for
those
a
clouds in
rocket.
the background are probably from when they were firing it up earlier,
Oh yeah, they're all suspect as well too. Every single cloud, and we see when this thing goes in the air, you can see the acrylics on the edge of the clouds. The red, the purple, the blue, the green, this, that, and the other thing. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, that is just massive.
Yeah, yeah, man. And he's like, "Oh, that's the cleanest sound I've ever heard. The cleanest? Shit, I've taken dumps cleaner than that cloud, yo."
Oh, it's just water vapor, Steve.
Right. Water vapor that
Nothing.
that reflects. Get
It's
that.
sitting there. It's not floating away, dissipating. It's gathering with other ones. It's gonna rain, motherfuckers. Get your umbrellas out.
How many of these clouds have we seen lately? These weird, low, just black
Black
cloud,
ones. Yes.
and it,
What the
it
fuck
pretty
are they?
pretty much telling you it's coming from a land-based artificial cloud generating machine, which we have patents for people that go back to 1811. That's like 200 and something years, and then he's all happy because it rains on him.
And they just happen to be in the wetlands of Mississippi. Yeah, why is it the wetlands? It's because they're making it wet.
Exactly, ridiculous stuff.
Well, listen, Steve, I hate to cut you off or everything, but I have some stuff I got to go do. So I'm going to have to dip out.
That's fine. I was gonna say I was gonna wind this down anyway. So yeah, thanks for coming on such short notice
No
too.
problem. We'll get together tomorrow or the next day, Monday or Tuesday, probably tomorrow night. Most likely, I want to do something on my channel.
Yeah, that'd be cooler. So because I don't have to be up early on Tuesday, so we can go a little later and whatnot. But you have any idea what time? What, sometime after 6 or something?
Yeah, something like that. Probably around like 7-ish my time. That would be 8 your time.
All right, cool. Yeah, I would say send me the link so I could share it, but I'm banned on Facebook until Wednesday for sharing links. Still, I could share them in my. You know what? I found out on my phone, on my mobile app, I could still send them through the messengers, and I could maybe. I think on the PC I could send them through the story mode, but that doesn't reach as many people.
Yeah.
You know, so it is what it is. But, Wednesday I'll be back and we'll be probably getting shadow banned by Thursday again. So
you're doing something right. So
weirdest thing was the last thing I shared was this dude's channel who just took it down the next day. It was just so weird. Yeah, but yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, thanks for coming. And I look forward to linking up
tomorrow. I love you.
I waved. Have a good one.
Bye.
Thank you. All right, guys, that was cool. We had a good little stream there. I think we covered everything we wanted to. Little flat Earth, hollow Earth, Nephilim hybrids, this, that, the other thing, solar simulators. They're all big, they're all interconnected, and they're all part of a greater agenda, which is the agenda for your soul. That's what they want. They want to trap you here forever because they're already damned. They know it, but they don't want you to know it, So with that, I think we're going to end on another song by Destiny Lab. This is a video and a song I've shared many times. This is called The Days of Noah by Destiny Lab, and the music video to it is tight, guys. So I know there's 45 of you still lingering around. Definitely check this shit out if you haven't seen it, but I think this is queued up. Let me see if audio is ready. It is. Cool. So cool. So yeah, guys, thanks for coming. Everyone in the chat, I appreciate all you guys. Thanks for all the birthday wishes yesterday. That was a cool show we had. And yeah, thanks for showing up and all the support today, guys, and days prior and days moving forward. God bless you all, and hopefully we'll see you on the flip side tomorrow. See you later, guys.
With a small G, they are coming back during the apocalypse time.
Cracking hits to red like the beaks of a griffin, with sharp pointy tips and the grip of a falcon, grasping with grappling talents and worn on medallions of battling Scythian nomads. So many masterfully sculpted renditions, artistically marvelous, monstrous visions, descriptions of possibly authentic dragon-like animals, fossilized mandibles gradually formed by the annual downpours and rainfalls, exposing mysterious samples. Examine examples like cylinder seals, revealing the secrets of serpents unveiled by you. Different the snaps of a snapdragon sounds serendipitous, just like the epic of Gilgamesh. Several conspicuous mythical beasts can exist, and in fact they could actually be crossbreeds from angels who planted the seeds on indigenous demons hungry to breed. In the days of Noah, from the book of Enoch, in the path of giants, revealing a high prayer. What we see in this antediluvian world full of giants, if we could go back and observe all the things in the Lost Book of Enoch, and eavesdrop on Nephilim hybrids and fathers who flocked in a pack of 200 deserters. These tyrants who plundered like pirates and lusted for flesh in a cycle of violence. They squandered like pigs in the mud of defiance, and promo like Dr. Moreau in his science. Monsters without any use of a latex appliance, a violent alliance of violent Goliaths, drowned and deluged by the flood into silence. Desirous to leave once they lost their commission. Now Lucifer's legions, they've turned into demons, chained and blinded and bound in abyss, living with locusts deep in the pit. In the days of Noah, from the book of Enoch, in the path of giants, revealing a high prayer. These lost from a time in our history. Should we be blind to the mystery? Willingly ignorant to the reality. Fallacies formed by fallacious facsimiles, angelic offspring conspiracies, possibly aliens visiting, revealing sinister enemies, posing as saviors with remedies. History, mental capacities, cavities. Demons are grabbing our faculties, abduct insanity, offering new age mentalities. Fraudulent phonies who mimic and imitate, based in satanic black magic, facilitate UFO sightings, debacle, debauchery, sorcery, portable forgeries, copied demonically, forged by a fork-tongued mythology. Genesis 6, House of Nephilim, vividly mentioning stories of alien babies and women apparently forced to endure hybrid pregnancy.